Welcome back, friends. I am super excited because this is actually one of my favorite lessons in the whole world of division because interpreting remainders has to do with real life. This is actually like how you are going to think about problems in the real world when you're faced with them. So today's date is 4-8. Your IXL lesson at the end of this will be called E9. And the lesson title for today, which I'm super pumped about, is Interpreting Remainders. Today, we are going to be using our heads. Think, think, think. Our heads and think, how would this problem be solved in real life? If I was faced with this issue, how would I actually solve it in real life? Let's take a look here at example number 1. There are 46 kids at a summer camp. Each canoe holds 4 kids at a time. How many canoes does the camp need to have for all campers? Let's look for my important numbers. I've got a total. I've got a total of 46 kids. I recognize that these kids are going to be canoeing in a little boat like this with some oars like that. I recognize that they're going to be canoeing this summer and that each of those canoes or each of those boats can hold 4 kids at a time. But this question leaves me kind of a daunting task. How many canoes does the camp need to have for all the campers? I cannot leave any camper behind. Let's get started. Let's see what we can do. Well, 46 kids total. My dividend, my total, to be split up into canoes that can each fit 4 kiddos. Let's take a look. My jobs of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, excuse me, so on and so forth. Covering up, let's see. Of all of the jobs that 4 knows how to do, 4 is the closest to 4. I multiply 4 one whole time, and 4 times 1 is 4. I've multiplied, I subtract, I bring it on down, and I bring it on back. Now my new division problem is 6 divided by 4. Well, of all of the jobs that 4 knows how to do, the closest one to 6 without going over is 4. 4 is a little bit under, but 8 is too big. So again, I'll multiply 4 by 1, and 4 times 1 again is 4. And when I subtract, I have a remainder of 2. Now here's the deal. If I was to answer this problem right now, I can see that the camp would have 11 canoes, but they would have 2, my remaining 2 kids, left over. Well, I don't know about you. I would not want to be one of these kids. I don't want to get left behind. Everybody's going out in a canoe. It's summertime. I'm going to be pretty upset if I get left behind. So here's the deal. The question asks me, how many canoes does the camp need to have for all the campers? Right now they have 11 canoes, but they have 2 kids left over. In the real world, how on earth would I solve this problem? Well, if I was a counselor at that camp, I'd probably go into that scary old shed where there's probably spiders and all sorts of critters that I don't want to see, but I'd have to get out another canoe for these kids. So how many canoes does the camp actually need? Well, they're actually going to need 12 canoes for all the kids. Can't leave anybody behind. 12 canoes for all the kids, okay? Thinking about how you'd solve these problems in real life. Let's take a look at another. 86 salesmen use the elevator to get to a meeting. The elevator can hold 6 people at a time. How many salesmen will be on the elevator's last trip? How many salesmen will be on the elevator's last trip? Well, that's kind of interesting. Well, let's look for what's important. I've got 86 salesmen, and I've got an elevator that can fit 6 people, 6 salesmen at a time. Okay, let's get started. 86 is my total, and I can get those people in the elevator in groups of 6. Well, my jobs or my multiples are 6, 12, 18, 24, so on and so forth. The closest I can get to 8 without going over would be 6. 6 times 1 is 6. When I subtract, I have 2 left over. Multiply, subtract, bring it on down, and bring it on back. My new division problem leaves me with here. How many times can I multiply 6 to get as close to 26 without going over? Well, 6, 12, 18, 24. My next job would be 30. Well, 24 is a little bit under, but 30 is too big. The closest I can get would be by multiplying 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 times for 24, and have a remainder of 2. Okay, so right now, the elevator would have done 14 trips total, but I'd have 2 people that the elevator would have not yet taken. Well, my question asks me, how many salesmen would be on the elevator's last trip? It wouldn't be a full elevator ride of 6 people. There would only be 2 people on the last ride. It's not asking me how many times did the elevator go up and down. It's asking me how many people are on that last trip. After 14 full elevator rides happen, oh, you've got these 2 salesmen. They got to get to their meeting. They can't be late. So we've got to take them into consideration. Really paying attention to what the question's asking. Okay? Last one for you. Again, I'm Mr. Hogan. I'm not Miss Sampo. This is a pause and a try question. I'm going to have you try this one out yourselves, okay? A boy is advertising his grass cutting business in the newspaper. Each ad is $6. How much money will he have left over if he budgets to spend $57? Pause this video, reread that question, and set up a problem to see how much money he'd have left over if he budgets to spend $57. Try that out. Pause this video. I have a total of $57 budgeted, and I know that each ad that I want to pay for is $6. Of all the jobs that 6 knows how to do, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60, so on and so forth, which one's the closest to 57 without going over? Well, looking here, 60 looks pretty good and pretty easy, but it's just a smidge bigger than 57. So the closest I can get to 57 without going over is actually 54. Haha, my favorite number. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups of 6, or 6 times 9. 6 times 9 is 54. Each ad being $6, he can buy 9 of them. And 57 minus 54 is 3. If each ad is $6, I've got a total of $57. If I buy 9 ads, I'm going to have $3 left over. Think today, friends, as you go through these problems, think about how you'd solve these problems in the real world, okay? You are working today on assignment E9. Have at it. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.